Hello, hello! It's been a while since I did a mic stream. Let me know if the audio is uneven, especially compared to the music or such. I tried my best to adjust it. But welcome! Hello, people! Thank you so much, Hollyberry. Spooky! Hello! How's everyone doing today? Sounds good? Good. Thank you. I'm doing good, thank you. Safi Skilu? Hope I pronounced that right. And Doldra, hello! It's been a while, but it's good to see you live, thank you! I'm nervous, it's been so long, but very excited. I've been itching to get back to streaming with Mike. Because I checked, and it's been almost a year or so since I streamed with Mike and playing games. But then it's been almost 2 years since I did a mic'd art stream. Yes, I'm happy to have you, Grim. Don't be nervous. Grimalkin has arrived. Yes, I'm very happy to have mods and friends here. So today I'm just gonna finish lining this character, Shadowfern. Not a lot left to do on him. So it's a bit of a shorter stream, but at the same time that means I can spend a bit more time chatting, hopefully. I'll try my best to check in on both the stream chat as well as getting some work done, because I have other things to do after this, but it's nice to be back. And I sat working on this in the Patreon Discord server yesterday for a bit. So just gotta keep cleaning this up, doing the final in-betweens, and then I only have Omen Sky and Storm Whisper left of the head turns animate, which is great. I really want to get this done soon, because I still have to animate a final section after all of these little head turns. So I would hoping to get this done in February if I can. Hello, D! Finally I can speak. You can't speak? You couldn't speak before? Or you weren't here the other stream? Happy to see my friends. And yes, I use Clip Studio Paint X. How's everyone doing today? I guess some might have school. I would block you? I can't believe Lou would block me, her trusted friends for years. I did not! Oh no, he wouldn't show your chat? That's strange. I promise I would never block you, my trusted friends. And hi Ter! Thank you for doing the pin message. Super great. Helpful. I did not throw you in the dumpster. I'm sorry. I'm being slandered by my bud friends. I would not block. I would not. I cherish y'all so much. I promise. I promise. Minty Draws asks, how long have you been working on this project? Approximately. I swear I asked once in the Discord, but I can't recall. So if I don't misremember, I started on it back in 2022, I think, and I storyboarded a bunch of it, and I lined like 3 of the characters, and then I kind of felt like, oh, this project isn't too story driven, so I can't really, I had other projects I needed to focus on before then. But now, a few years later, I have really been wanting to finish it up. Plus, I managed to develop it a bit more, so it had some lore hints of upcoming stuff. And I'm so determined to just finally get this off the shelf, because I have so many projects I've started laying there haunting me forever. Well, I also want to get moving on story elements. I want to get... There's so many projects I have in mind. But one at a time. It's a high effort one, so it's taking a good while to work on, but I am very excited to publish it soon. Especially because I get so stressed because I want a video up every month, preferably, especially because I want to put my lovely patron names at the end of them. But that tends to require longer videos, and then this one has taken so much longer than anticipated. So it felt great to finally have the Lulu and Oscar animation up, so I could, because it's a reward, you know, patron getting to have their names at the end of my videos, but I can't really do that on the shorts, so that stresses me out. Excited to... This one's gonna be one of the longer fully animated projects, so I appreciate the patience for this. It's taking a good while. And hello new people as well. Welcome. Welcome Hollyberry, this is my first live stream. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. Hi question, is it okay to take inspiration of your art style? Yes, I don't mind the taking inspiration. I just don't want, like, that's always the discussion of, I guess, plagiarism or not. But taking inspiration, like, you always, every artist finds aspects of other people's work, things they see, incorporate into their work as they go along. And I don't mind specific pieces, just giving credit for, like, concepts or ideas, or if it's referenced. It's great. Thank you for asking. I missed Lou voice and also getting to see the PNG tuber put to use in stream. Yes, finally. I have I feel so bad, especially with the Magpie one, the camera, fully set up camera one with the tracking. I want to use them more on my PNG tubers, and I want to make new ones. But I need to get back to streaming more. Hoping to get better at it again. I forgot how sweet and dainty Lou's voice is. Thank you so much. I feel like I have a bit of a... not a cold, but my voice is a bit strained today, so I feel I had to cough before, but it should be alright. But thank you so much. I get nervous. I talk light on stream, definitely, compared to more casual talk, I think. Oh, and what friends tend to point out is how much the tone changes compared to speaking Swedish. Like, it's a common thing, I think. People get either darker or lighter tone when they talk in different languages. I find it very interesting. Hi louixie, I'm thinking of becoming a member of your Patreon, but I'd just like to ask if the exclusive content is safe for work. Yes, I will never do not safe for work. I never have, I never will. I am having problems with people misusing my content, especially with the rise of AI, and I never will, never have, never would want to make not safe for work, so it's definitely all good. Thanks for asking too. I don't really have it stated much anywhere, but it's always gonna be safe for work. louixie, I've never been able to join your Discord server recently. So if you're a patron, you should, it is Patreon exclusive. You go to, I think it's mostly the website, go to the settings, and then you connect your Discord to Patreon, and you should be able to join there. And I encourage doing it via Patreon itself, because then you get invited with all the right roles and the tier stuff and such. Yeah. what does Patreon mean? It's a kind of subscription-based platform, so you subscribe, choose a tier for different costs, and you get different rewards and exclusive things. And I have a lot of rewards. It ranges from like tutorials and art bases and work in progress, behind the scenes. I post my art there for early access. I post my videos for early access, and you can get your names at the end of the video. And it is my main source of income as well. It's a great way to support from like as little as $1. You still get access to the Discord. It's pretty active, fun place, and I stream far more there. Just not with Mike, but do you prefer drawing or animating? Which one do you like better? So I think animation is tedious and it's patient testing, and I just want to get things done fast, so I definitely feel like art is a bit more quickly rewarding in that way, like doodling and experimenting. It's easier to be loose with it, I think, but animation is also so rewarding in the long term, like getting to see it come to life. I like a balance of both. I wouldn't want to sit drawing every day, and I wouldn't want to sit animating every day. But I really like sketching just overall, so that's more art friendly, I would say. Curious how long you will be streaming for. I hope it's still around a few hours, because I gotta go. Your work is so inspiring, louixie. I'm so excited to watch this already. Thank you so much. Mamba Pools. This probably won't be a super long stream, because I just want to finish the line art on this. Maybe an hour or so, depending on how long this is gonna take. Might take longer. An hour or two at most, I think. So we'll see. But thank you so much for the kind words as well. Still getting used to reading the chat. But it's a nice way for me to get back into streaming too. Especially with Mike, because it's more draining, of course, than just sitting in silence, focusing on music and animating. But it also means it's easier to talk and answer things. Fickle Fishes? I've never caught one of your streams before, and this is so lovely. Put it on in the background while I'm working away on a big scene commission, and it's so wonderful to listen to. Thank you! I'm so glad, especially when people are sat drawing alongside working or drawing or crafting or anything. It's super fun. I'm glad you enjoy it. I was watching Finch Wing stream yesterday, and it got me, finally pushed me to be like, yes, I miss watching how much I myself miss hanging out in people's streams, and how good that helps me focus, hearing people talk. So it got me itching to get back to it too. Holy Lou, are you animating Shadowfern's plants too? Also, hi, how nice, or like, I have, because I don't wanna torture myself too much, I have just chosen to animate I flipped which side they're on, so just a little bit of plant, not so I won't have to spend double the time on it. I did the same with Storm Whisper once I get to animating her. Because I know that I would want the plants to rotate perfectly, and that would require almost like a 3D model or a reference material rather than trying to wing it, and I do not want to put that time into this when I want it done soon. But it would have been so cool. I sketched it out initially. By the way, I had a dream about Lou and Dee. You guys were chaotic and love to see it, love to hear it. Do you remember what it was about? Oh, and 𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐲 says, I just wanted to say you inspired me to do an animatic years ago and you still inspire me to animate. I love your stuff so much. Thank you. That makes me so happy to hear. I appreciate it. Louis, you're God's strongest soldier for that. You're amazing for that. Looks really good. Thank you. Very excited to get it done. I do tend to put on more work than I need to, make it more detailed than I need to, but in this case I am sparing myself a bit of pain for once. What if I told you I love you? What then, huh? What if I go to your place and I hug you? Can't wait. Only a month away. When I get you, when I get you. Yeah. Stream donation Mew is back too. Thank you so much for the buddy. I appreciate it so much. I miss my friends. I can't wait to hang out. Yes, 34 days and I get to hug you. You guys are shaking in excitement. Same. I'm so excited. Can't wait to sit and draw and chat and hang out and hug and have the best time with multiple friends. It's great that so many of us could hang out. Very excited. Yes, Tur, you need to come back to Sweden ASAP, and I wanna go to Scotland as well, so bad. Make it happen. Sitting and working on like cosplay with you, watching movies, it was so cozy. Toki Ray asks, louixie, what would you say is your favorite background character design that you made so far? I have a hard time picking all the time, but I am very proud of Show Sneak. If anything, like that's the one I tend to come back to because he turned out just the way I wanted. I'm very happy with his design and the purpose he serves design wise. It turned out the way I wanted. I have the voice claim I'm so happy with. I love drawing him. And then I really like 𝐭𝐫𝐴𝐚, if you can tell how much I focus on her story. Just designs overall, I really like Shadowfern's design. I didn't make him, but I have a soft spot for the design. I like so many of them, and I have so many side characters too. Batcat the artist says, hey louixie, I've just gotten a 24 Pro XP pen for my birthday a few days ago. Can't wait to use it. That's awesome. I've never tried the XP pen before, but I've heard nice things about it. Happy belated birthday. It's super cool. Hope it works well and doesn't cause any issues or anything. We love to see our tools working as they should. So I remember getting the Wacom and one of the buttons broke immediately and I haven't used it since. It's not a button I would use to begin with, I think, but always sucks. Like the first day or something having it immediately breaking. But otherwise it's been so good. I love my tablet. Do you have any tips for animating moving backgrounds, like walking through the forest? I tend to sketch the layout first, and then I composite everything in After Effects. So I would use a editing program to make it move, because then you can very nicely change the timing and pacing. And I'm sure there are, or I know there are quite a few free programs out there if needed. But I also know you can tween in Clip Studio Paint just as a test, if anything. If you have a program that can tween the background. I tend to like to do it mechanically and not frame by frame, at least. You sent me something? You sent me? What did you send me? Let me check. What did you do? Oh my goodness. Let me show you stream. It's us. Bread. I love your doodles so much. I love bread. I love spooky. I love spooky art. It's us. It's Minixie to the left, and then we got Mimi to the right, the character I animated for the walk cycle recently. Thank you for the doodle. It's so cute. Tokure asks, louixie, what's your favorite character from the Warrior Cats books, if you read them? I've only read a few of them, from Dawn of the Clans and Into the Wild, and my favorites are Turtletail and Greywing, as far as I got at least, and then I do like White Storm a lot from Into the Wild. Pretty cool. I didn't get far enough to get to like Scourge or anything, but I'm sure I would like him too. I did read half of Maple Shade's Vengeance before I couldn't find the rest online, because I tend to listen to the audiobooks and they only had a part of it, but she's super cool too. Very interestingly written character. Who else? I didn't get that far, to be honest. I like how people draw Longtail. It's a good one. shaped character. Wait, you going somewhere like meet fans or something? Sorry, I just don't get it. So we mods have been online friends for several years now, and we've met before, so we're gonna have a few of us were able to put together a hangout again, so that's very exciting. But I haven't done any sort of fan meetup before. It's been the best though, getting to befriend moderators, friends, mutuals, and then getting to meet up. So cool. Very cool friends. I am the luckiest. Gotta look pretty close to the tablet to focus. Wait. I am the luckiest to have you as a friend, Lou. Thank you, Dee. I love you so much. I love my friends. On the Wings of a Dragon asks, do you still plan on moving to Norway? I do. We are going to visit one of the cities we've been contemplating on, which seems like the higher likely option right now. And me and Rowdy are gonna go check it out later in February. I'm so excited. So at least it's pretty close to friends still. Good luck with math, Dee. Thank you for joining. You got this. Frostfall asks, I'm curious, do you also do that thing where you accidentally mimic the expression of the character you're drawing locked in too hard? Yes, I catch myself doing that all the time. I did it yesterday for this character, especially like serious or angry ones. I definitely catch myself doing it. Or sad ones, feeling your eyebrows moving. Yep. Wishing you and Rowdy all the best for Norway then. Thank you so much. So exciting. Very excited to have our own workspace, crafting space. My room is so small. I have my crafting stuff on the floor right now because the Wacom tablet is so big. That's gonna be fun. How many frames per second do you use? Asks Sparks Animations. It tends to, like, I always have it set to 24 FPS, but I don't animate on 24 FPS, just the play, that's the play rate, and then I vary it between 2 to 4 maybe on average. Like sometimes the same animation will have different frame rates. This one varies between 2 and 3, for example. But I rarely animate on 24 FPS. Very rarely. Because to me, 2 and 1, like animating on 1s versus 2 is similar enough. You get the smooth feeling, but lining 24 FPS one would take double the time. So trying to work efficiently at keeping it nice and smooth. Minkle says, yo, I caught a stream. Hello everyone, welcome! Thank you for joining. Frostfall goes, suddenly relaxing the brows and feeling tension you didn't know was there. Dissipate roll. Yes, truly. Catching myself all the time. But it helps get in the vibe. Hearing Norway makes me happy. I follow this lesbian couple on Instagram and I started liking Norway a lot. And the language, yes. I love like the entire seeing sometimes vloggers, or I watch a lot of Nerdforge. I've been binging this week, which is a Norwegian couple. And some of the videos incorporate like the nature and it looks so beautiful. Seems so lovely. And at least being Swedish makes it very easy to follow the language compared to like every other language at least. So it's a big bonus. louixie, do you have a Ko-Fi page? I do. Same username. It's in the link tree. I have some of my bases there. I still need to get to uploading the 2025 bases, but I haven't had the time to do that yet. Can't remember if I have Ko-Fi still connected to the streams either, because I remember having it set up for donations, but I can't. I don't know, especially since I lost the setup recently. But I mainly have it for if people want to commission me and not use PayPal, or if they want to get bases but don't want to pledge to Patreon. Jellytime Studio says your voice is so soothing and pretty. Thank you. I'm very glad. I feel like I have to stop mid-sentence to think all the time. But I'm happy you enjoy the talking. And I'm trying my best to, I'm trying to get better at not going fully silent for too long. Like practicing just keeping the flow going. Because I don't want to have to look at stream chat 24/7, because then I'm not gonna get any animation done. Practicing yapping more. But thank you for the compliments on my voice. I cannot go back and listen to old streams at all, because it makes me cringe up so bad hearing my own voice. But if other people enjoy it, then I am happy enough. Norway looks so gorgeous, and I also like that there is snow quite often. I'd like to eventually learn Norwegian, mostly because I kind of want to move there in the next few years. Heck yeah! Sounds awesome. Join us. Want more? Like I've been fortunate enough, thanks to like Rowdy and Lund, to get to know more furry people as well in the Norwegian circles and cons and such. And it's so fun just getting to get to know more creatives and hang out. And then such a beautiful country, close enough to Sweden. Norway is the next on my list to visit. Yes, we probably will move in this year in Norway together, and then you have to come visit her. You gotta. Soon at least. And Mito goes, OMG louixie, it's so good to see your stream for the first time. I love your work so much. Thank you, welcome, and thank you for joining. Happy to have you here. So excited for you, Rowdy. Thank you! I'm so excited. So happy. Very cool. Feeling very adult, because I have only moved out once for school. So I've been a home dweller for many years now, and it's so good, it's great. But I also can't wait to take that big step. Aurora's music is so good. Yes, agreed. I'm wearing her merch t-shirt right now. I love her. I wanna see more of her concerts. I hope she tours somewhere in Europe or Scandinavia this year too. Would be awesome. How do you pace your animation so you don't get burnt out or tired? Asks Under a Bridge Pipped. I do have to push through a lot of it, unfortunately. Like, I don't just stop when I don't feel like working on it anymore, because it's my job and I have to get stuff done. So it's a lot about discipline. But I tend to have multiple projects going. I tend to vary with art in between, which is great if I get commissions and such, so I don't have to sit and animate every single day non-stop. That I probably couldn't do as much. And I like to do crafting in between too. It's a great break from it. So I've been sewing a bunch as of late. And then, like, for me, streaming helps a lot to stay focused, not get distracted by my phone, or wanna like browse on my PC, or try and work on other things. Like, I try and lock in, and then like streaming on Discord or YouTube tends to help. But setting goals is a way too. Like, I'm trying to get these characters done in like 1.5 weeks, because I'm traveling then. And so while I'm traveling, I'm hoping to finish the rest of the birds for this video, and like trying to... I have a hard time setting goals, because I get overwhelmed and I get really beat up if I don't reach them. And I'm learning to try and set up a schedule, but not getting too strict with it at the same time. But having goals can help, at least feeling a bit more motivated. Yes, I have to continue animating Crowsong. Need to finish the other frames I'm missing and add a few more frames. I'm not even going to touch time charts. Yes, I'm so excited. So excited for the map part. It was looking so good. So excited. It would be very fun to do a Child of Ashes like stream in Discord if multiple participants wanted to hang out, and I work on the outro, and then if other participants want to join in, could be like a motivational hangout, inspiring each other. I'm excited to continue. It's been so fun and such an honor to participate. I'm so glad. The honor is all mine. So thrilled to have you on it. And you're so damn talented. It's gonna look so good. And I'm blown away. Like, when I pick participants for specific parts, I always try and imagine, like, how are they gonna translate it? How are they gonna do expressions versus backgrounds versus like character animation? And so when I get to see the work in progress and how they go beyond what I could imagine, makes me so happy. You translated the expressions exactly how I imagine and beyond, and I'm so excited to see it. The honor is all mine. Hello louixie, I've been meaning to ask you something. In an old stream, I remember you mentioning that you were going to make Nimblepaw into a warrior. Any chance that will happen in the future? Yes, it's an idea I've been wanting to do because she's based on my sister and she's graduated at this point, like a long while ago now. And I already know that I want to name the character Nimble Skip. I just haven't had time to draw it or change it yet. But it's canon that she becomes a warrior, of course. Just time, always time. I have a hard time keeping up. louixie, what made you develop this adoration for Corvid's? Asks Miss Dusky. Sorry if I mispronounce their names, but I have liked birds since I was little. My granddad used to feed birds a lot and had a strong interest in it, and I would make it for school projects, I would make it for gifts, I would just draw more varied range of birds, but I still really liked corvids too. And then it must have been what could it have been? Like, it's been well over 10 years, I think, at this point, where I started liking corvids more, and I did like the poem I have very much like a very internal comfort, a fascination with them, finding them very beautiful, paint them and drawing them a lot more. And then as it's just time has passed and working on both Corvidclan and that being a good opportunity to research more just makes me love them even more. I find them so beautiful, it's so interesting, so smart, so varied, all the different species, learning more about them as I've been working on these projects has been great too. But it's also hard when you find an interest. It just gets difficult to explain why you get so fixated on them, but I love them. Nimblepaw, my baby, I love you so much. Yes, she's very baby. But also time to grow up. I want to make her a warrior, a young warrior that lasts. I love her too, and the fact that her voice claim is Nimona is the best. Yes, I was super happy finding it. Loved it. Oh, Velvety Angel. Thank you so much. What? Just got off work, waiting until places open for breakfast before I snooze. Here's breakfast for you. Thank you so much. You're always so generous. Every stream you're in. Thank you so much. I will enjoy a good breakfast. So sweet, so generous. I appreciate it, and hope you have had a good work day, and that you can treat yourself to something nice. The goose of knowledge enters the stream, going, "The goose of knowledge has been summoned, for I can't stay long. I will give knowledge." Goose certified stream. Awesome. Thank you so much. I am very blessed. A goose approved stream is gonna be a good stream. Oh, cat with horns, hello. I'm such a big fan. What are you doing here? It's so nice to watch animating streams. So cool. But when I do it myself, it becomes a real challenge. I'm amazed at your tenacity. Thank you so much. I love your animations and animatics and projects so much. Thank you for joining. Definitely always patience testers when it comes to animations, but so worth the end result. louixie, do you have any animation tips, or how did you begin animating? I've been doing it self-taught for many years, and then I took a course in it for a year. I did follow Aaron Blaze's tutorials, or like courses as well, online courses. You can find so many resources now for so cheap online, YouTube, everything. You don't need a like, I didn't get any uni, you know, education in that sense. It's been more studying other people, seeing tutorials, seeing tips and tricks, doing courses, and then you practicing truly is the best. You have to be hands-on and make it, animate, study, so that your brain has that like click, it clicks for you. It's so easy to look at how people do it, and they can explain it for however long, but just getting to it, trying it, experimenting, record references, do draw-overs, tutorials again, helps so much. And if you're here to learn, then it's don't put too much pressure on them, because it's better to make a lot of it, even if it's not the best, not high quality, super polished. Just getting to practice a lot of rough animation, do study specific videos or recorded material, and have fun. Just have fun. That's gonna be the best motivator. Yeah. It's so hard because it's not just about when anyone asks how to draw, how to do something, it's not like there's a hidden message to unlock, or a secret, like you unlock an ability just like that. It's you learn it over time. Your brain needs to have the aha moment by doing it yourself, and as you keep doing it, you learn things you may not have thought about before. Like, even if I don't draw a lot of humans, just by drawing a lot in general, I improve my ability to understand references, understand shapes, translate shapes. And then sometimes if it's been months between pieces of human art, for example, again, I still see an improvement just make art, just get into it, have fun. It's the best part. I'm so get distracted talking. Just heading here to feel like the motivation to draw more art for a portfolio. That's awesome. Good luck with the portfolio. So exciting. Also remember that a bad drawing is 10 times better than AI slop. Even if you're a beginner, you're cooking hard. That's true. It's so true. And I'm happy to see that the desire for real art becomes a big focus now. You don't have to, like with the free run trend, was so sweet, so wholesome. People of all experiences doing it, giving each other tips, and just the celebration of human art and the value in it. There's no bad hand-drawn art, but all AI art is garbage. Cybermoose asks, how did you create your username? So I just combined links and my name, basically. I wanted to go with louixie at first, but I was taken. So I added an I, and to be honest, I like it more. It flows better pronouncing louixie than like louixie. Looks like anytime someone goes, let's have a louixie, like a look somewhere, I'm like, well, should have said my name. But yes, you can never go wrong with just merging things you like, or a name, or something. Yes, humans have excelled at art for centuries. We don't need computers to help us. So true. Any medium, the will to create is such a human expression, a human trait. And those of us to choose to pursue art or make art or be creative, that's like you win. You win at being human. That's the best. You can make stuff for yourself. You can craft stuff. You can express yourself. You can make stuff for others. I love it. It's the best, and I love creating, and I want to do it every day. That's the problem. I have too little time to create, and now of course other forces like AI is very, very frustrating, taking away jobs and attacking the very idea of being human. In a way, it feels taking away the already struggles of finding creative jobs, because it's so, compared to the olden days, being able to invest so much in fine art or anything. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about AI because it makes me upset. But we celebrate human art. We celebrate human-made art in any form. louixie, may I ask if there is a reason behind changing pre-arc Crowsong's class from black to white? That was just me not thinking about the albinism. I feel like I wanted, when I design characters, I am like, we balance out colors. So I was like, instead of adding a secondary additional pale color, I was like, let's use the feather color. So we reuse the palette. But then someone pointed out, like, would she even have any color in her class if she's albino? And I was like, that's true. That is a good point. And it also looks a bit odd because it's very distracting from the rest of the full body itself, I feel. So I changed it. If that makes sense. Keep drawing, y'all. Keep the imagination and colors flowing from your head and onto paper. Make the world colorful again. So true. So true. When creating Crowsong, were there any characters that you drew inspiration from? I have two in mind, including a certain Dark Lord of the Sith. Is that a Star Wars reference? Because I haven't watched Star Wars more than one movie, but a lot of it is like drawn from, when I make characters, the core of them tends to just come from personal experience. So a lot of her, like the whole idea stems from the struggle of feeling like you have to give your everything to make someone else proud, to prove yourself, and you're different, and no matter how hard you try and work hard to like prove yourself to others, it's never enough, never, because you're different. And it's edgy. She was edgy. She's based on Corvids because I like Corvids. I made the concept up in an afternoon and I kept working on it. So I don't think she took any particular inspiration from existing franchise characters. But it's been fun to see, like, when people make crossovers in that sense, like drawovers of other characters. Like, oh, someone did, what was their username? I don't remember I know the art piece, but they did a drawover, or like redraw from Spinel from Steven Universe, so that was really cool, with like Ash Kit as Steven, of course as cats though, and like both her forms standing next to each other. That was awesome. In your character universe, are there only 2 actual clans, Winged Clan and Corvidclan, or are there other clans that haven't been mentioned? There's Cats of Prey too, Falcon Flight's clan, and then they technically, I will never like show it or anything, but there's been both the clan that fought Crowing Heart in the map part where he dies, and then there is the clan that betrays Midnight Star where he dies, but it's not like they're gonna have designs or any development. It's more than enough work to focus on 3 whole clans as of now, but canonically there are other groups of cats roaming around. Let's see. I was simply asking because Crowsong feels like a cat version of Darth Vader. I will confirm if I watch the movie with him. I've been meaning to, but just time. But I can imagine it. It would be very funny to see Crowsong in a like Darth Vader mask. It's cool. 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐲 goes, I want to say, louixie, your art is one of my true inspirations for character design. In uni, I am a graphic designer and even references some of your work in my mood boards for projects. Keep going. That's super cool. Thank you so much for the kind words. That's flattering to hear. Hello, I was wondering how you export your animations from CSPX for Adobe After Effects. I always have to green screen. Is that the same for you? The quality of your animation is stunning. I export them as PNG sequences because then you can keep them transparent and I can composite the background separately, and you can make cool parallaxing effects. You can isolate the character to give it effects like rim light or anything, and by exporting the PNG sequence you just plop that in, and then you tend to have to change the what's it called? The time. Like, it tends to be automatically set to 30 FPS, which makes the animation a bit faster than it's supposed to be. And that's an easy, like, you have to just remember to fix that in After Effects, but then you can composite it in high quality, because Clip Studio also has a limit. I don't think you can export an MP4 bigger than about 1920 pixels, but I tend to work in double size, so I export it as a PNG sequence instead. And hello 394, welcome, cool to have you here. Oh, there's a setting to change the default import. I have to look at that. Probably Google can probably help. Thank you. That's good. Good to know, because it's very annoying to have to change every single time. But it makes sense. It makes sense that there would be a default change to that. Will there be a movie based on Crowsong, or at least an ebook version of the book? I wish. I wish I could make a movie. I think the Warrior Cats like franchise or like IP would be an issue. As much as I would like to do a movie, I don't see that as possible funding wise either. So I will keep making animated content. I'm not a writer, that's the issue. I can't see myself making a book, but I want to summarize the story in some way, whether that's making like a full-on, I would like a Toy House page if anything, and have links to the videos I've made where you can read the context and follow the story, and then maybe a longer summary of the story, because I know it's very confusing just finding the story now as it is, and how long you have to research and look into it. But it's also my preferred medium to working animation, so but of course I want people to be able to follow how the story goes without having to spend hours trying to figure it out. It will happen in some way. Are you planning on releasing maps in the near future? I'm not in the near future because I just hosted one via Patreon, because that was the I host events there and it was voted to host a map over like any other sort of event. So that's hosted at the moment, and then I need to finish up, like we're so close to finishing up Ghosting and Pure Imagination, which is super awesome. Very excited. If I it takes so much time and work on my end that sometimes it's like I could almost make stuff faster on my own, even though no, I couldn't like do a fully animated minute would take too long, of course, but I have to get these maps finished. I tend to have to take on way more work than I'm able to. Just open up your eyes. For example, the first map I had to take over or help 9 parts just so it would get finished on time. And because it's free work, it's so hard to pressure or put any sort of expectation for it to be completed, but I want the projects done. And they get spanned out for so much longer than anticipated. Like the Pure Imagination was gonna be like 3-4 months of work, and now it's been 1.5 years-ish. It's a lot of work to communicate, get helpers, get new participants that you don't really think about, and it takes a lot of energy in that case. So I try not to host too many maps at once, but I do want to host more. But I will need to finish up the ones I have first. But the end project is the coolest, the best. I love it, and I'm so excited for Pure Imagination, and the skill that's on it is insane. We're so close. Yeah, editing too. I have to edit in so many thumbnails, like having them scroll by in the end credits, and that's gonna take a good while to do. Editing the whole outro for Pure Imagination took like a day itself. How come you switch sections a lot? Example, going from the eyebrow to the muzzle. Right now I'm very distracted talking, so I don't lock in as I should. But then I also procrastinate. I don't want to animate the eye, so I will hop between easy parts to do, and I will avoid the muzzle and the eye as long as I can. Sorry if it's very frantic to watch the screen hop around so much. But then when it comes to flipping the canvas, it's a tip, especially if you have a big tablet like me. I flip the canvas specifically so that it aligns with my arm and my elbow in the best way, because I did get the straightest lines. I can line faster and I don't put as much pressure on my wrists. So I will always try to have the line I need to make in a specific direction. So that's why you tend to see me flip the screen a lot too, like this. I want to have it diagonally to make it easier for my right hand to line. This is more stable and efficient than if I were to try and line this from this side, if that makes sense. Do you have a favorite food? I love bacon wrapped dates. It's so good. Had it earlier this week. I love sweet potato fries so much, and then just general food. I love soups, vegetable soups, chicken soup. Can never go wrong with a good burger or something too, of course. What is y'all's favorite food? Tell me. I think it's especially cool when people have traditional meals you wouldn't know of otherwise. Like fika, when we have, we call them vacuums, the green and brown like treat from Sweden. So good, favorite treat. It's not like most people would know what it is unless they've seen it. Seafood, yes. Sweden is so good in terms of quality seafood as well. So we get we've literally bought shrimp off of the boat by the coast, fresh. And we have good fish and such. That's very good. We had some banger fish soup earlier this week. Naan, yes. Cheese naan sounds really good. We love, I love anything with like the rice and chicken, and to have naan with that. So good. Especially, oh, garlic ones. So good. Ooh, shin ramyun? No idea what it is, but it sounds very good. Is it Asian in some way, maybe? If I had to assume. Tell me what it is. Explain. Sounds delicious though. That's what I mean, like you could term, if you don't know the names of things, it's hard to know, but I'm sure it's super good. It's a specific brand of spicy ramen. It's very yum. That sounds good. I'm not big on spice. I don't have a strong mouth for it, but it sounds very good. Can never go wrong with ramen. And yes, someone said, was it satay chicken? Yes, very good. And then in summer, I love grilled, anything grilled, and then couscous. I love bead couscous. I don't know if that's called that in any other language, but the translation basically means bead couscous. Bigger shapes, and they've got the best texture. And having salad with that, perfect for summer. Barbecued corn with that, very good, very good. I hope I can line this before I get hungry. I don't want to have to break to get food. It would be annoying. And the talk of good food isn't helping. Yeah, exactly. This convo is making me hungry. Yep. Pearl couscous is what it's called in Australia. Awesome. Then I guess it might be a bit more universal. For your AMV, you're gonna go Far Kid. Did the song inspire the idea or vice versa? I'm asking because I love that song. I love it too. Banger song, amazing song. So Crowsong, like any early edgy music, perfect. I get my ideas from music the majority of the time. The story elements and way they're told comes from listening to the music. But then of course I don't have everything figured out. So as I storyboard, the way the timing goes, new ideas comes up as I work on it too. So it's like a bit of both. But the initial creation of things comes from music, I would say. Royal Fox asks, how are y'all? I'm good. It's going good. I'm happy the stream is going nicely too. I can feel that I need to crack my back. But that's I get so stiff sitting like this. Otherwise it's going good. How are y'all doing? True. Hi Lou, can I ask how you learned to animate? I began doing it just self-taught. My first animation ever was literally just tracing, no, not tracing. I looked at footage of a cheetah running and then I animated standing with paper against a window. And then I used a what's it called? Picture, like Flipagram, a showcase app for photos to digitally animate. Was self-taught for like 7 years, looking at the YouTube tutorials and just studying animation, looking at how it was done by others. And then a couple years ago I bought the Iron Blaze courses, online courses, super helpful. And then I took 1 year in folk high school, so it's not like uni or college, it's more lax than that. We got to sit and animate every day. Definitely helped too, and especially just gave a lot of time towards animation and the basics, but majorly self-taught, I would say. It was called Flipagram, but might be a similar Flipacard, some similar of a concept. I used to have a light box too. I wonder if that's upstairs. I don't think I ever ended up animating with it because it's a tracing light box rather than, it doesn't have any pics or anything for animation. Oh, and I actually might have done animation as early as like being 8 or 9, because my friends learned the trick with the flipping pages in a book and we got to do that at some point. Iron Blaze is amazing. Have you seen his phone Snowbear? It's adorable. I have, and I was a member of his, watching him live stream it a lot of the time, and I even got to talk to him in one of the live streams as he worked on it, which was crazy, really cool. And I like asked him about which his favorite movie to work on was, or something like that, if I don't misremember. Love his courses, has been very helpful in watching him work too. I would ask questions in the chat as well, I remember. Very engaging way to learn in a way. I look up to him so much. Same. 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲. Agreed. Very inspiring. And the movie was beautiful. Got a bit emotional at the end for sure. Favorite type of corvid? Good question. We love a good corvid question. Ravens. Common raven is my absolute favorite. And then I love magpies. Eurasian magpie. The ones we have in Sweden. Lovely, lovely critters. And then I do love jackdaws a lot too. Hooded crows, like any crow we have at home, I feel like I'm biased towards, but I love so many. I love all them corvids. I love the big billed ones, like the ones with the humongous beaks. I am so looking forward to designing a Corvidclan character based on that. They're so cute. I can show on stream actually if people don't wanna have to Google it. Let's see. They look like little dinosaurs, and they have a little hat. Look at these. So funky. Love them. Love the dino-shaped corvids. And then ones like the ratchet-tailed treepy. Let me show that too. Now I'm just gonna talk about corvids. The most cool emo bird ever. Let me see if I want a cool picture of them. They're so awesome. They got like the shaped tails like this. Very edgy, very awesome. They look like saws. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, it's literally a dinosaur. Love them. We got 2 frames to go. We're getting there. Someone asked, what's it? El motivado? Hello, I hope you're having such a nice day. Thank you. You too. Can I ask you a question? How do you use frames depending on how you want the animation to look? If I want a smoother animation, I need more frames. Not really. Like, of course it will look smooth if you use a high frame rate, but you really need to focus on the good keyframes, having solid keyframes, and doing the in-betweening tediously, because if you don't do smooth in-betweening, like cleanly I don't have to explain it without a visual, but then it will of course look all jaggy and jump around a bunch. So you can do really smooth animation even on low frame rate if you understand the in-betweening process and do it tediously or like cleanly, I guess. So again, as I mentioned before, I don't tend to animate on 24 FPS. I've had people be very surprised mentioning that something can be as low as 4 FPS or animated on 4s, which is, what is that, 12? No, 6 frames per second? To still look smooth, despite being very slowly paced. And often something will look smooth if it's a slow motion, like a very slow paced motion. Having it less in between can help make it look smoother, if anything. So understanding the pacing and timing, as well as having clean, solid in-betweening, I say, helps make it smooth even if you don't have a super high frame rate. And yes, OMG, Aussie magpies are shrikes. I did not know that. Yes, I learned it a couple years ago. I felt so bamboozled. I was gonna assign like the Australian magpie to a 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐸𝐴 character that is part of the Corvid family too, like Magpie Wing's dad, I think he was. And then I was like, Australian magpies aren't actually corvids. That's rude misinformation. Same with, like, is it called a blue crow or something? That's not a corvid either. Yeah, ish. No, maybe. I don't remember, but it was something about that. Maybe I'm wrong. But they're so cool though. Can't hate on Australian magpies. They're such menaces, but they've got such beautiful voices. I love it. And I am grateful that the magpies here in Europe aren't as aggressive. I know some might be during nesting season, but we've never had any issues with it. But the ones in Australia seem fierce. I've seen videos of cyclists and such, and getting swooped. Looks dangerous. But then they're so cool when they're like friendly, when you befriend Australian magpies and they just come up to you and sing and are really awesome. I need water. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. And I'm gonna need another coffee after this stream. Thursdays, I have a lot of ravens, crows, and magpies that live around my street. Walking to work or going into town, I'm constantly surrounded. I love it. Yes, it's the best. We have like a few couples of crows here, and then the magpies that live, the ones I help feed, the ones I recognize, live on our little island, and I feel like I keep seeing the same crows too, which is fun. And then there's a whole pack of magpies over on the other side, and they're also hanging around all the time. Some jackdaws too. Mainly the hooded crows. They tend to sit and watch as we go on walks or come home. I love it. Very sweet. I like to talk to them when they call me. Same. I feel so shy doing it out in nature, but I will do like clicking noises, especially if I have food in my pocket. I will drop some for them if they're close by. I want to befriend them more, but they're pretty shy out here. Getting there. She's got so much fur, but at least it's very straight fur, which is easier. Something like crow's curls are pain to animate. This works good. Frostfall says, honestly the vibes in here are so nice. I need to catch more streams. I'm glad. Everyone's so sweet in here. I appreciate it so much. Love the good vibes. And hi Kimi, welcome. I'm surprised that we're over 100 too on like a Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I never know what day it is. Morning for me at least. It's really fun that people can tune in. Are people working on anything? Anyone drawing? Anyone working on school stuff? What's on today's schedule for people? Once I'm done lining this, I'm gonna work on an anniversary gift for Rowdy. Because it's a current pain right now. But also a blessing that we're gonna hang out for a long while. But that means I have to get both 2 months worth of gifts done. Like we make gifts for each other every month this year, like to celebrate the whole year at least. Make art for that, plus Valentine's, plus our 1-year anniversary coming up a month after that, and we're gonna hang out the entire time. So I have to finish it soon. So after this I'm gonna get started in one of those. I wish I could spoil what it is. I'm so excited. I think I did another big brain gift idea. I'm very excited. Look forward to working on that. And then I gotta work on Scotland's fursuit bag stuff, because I'm gonna travel with them soon too. And I want to have a bag for the tail. Velvety Angel, thank you! Thank you so much! Surprise parting gift, mahaha. Thank you for the generosity. You're so kind, so generous. Every time. I appreciate it so much. If you were parting, leaving the stream, then have a fantastic day or night. Thank you for tuning in once more. Like, as for the past year or two, you must have the top, like, donation rank, I am sure. You're so kind. Thank you endlessly. I'm in that weird limbo spot between having high school and figuring out what to do. That's can understand the struggle in that. I'm certain things will hopefully work out. Hard to know sometimes where to go, and in this day and age, it feels everything feels so uncertain. So keep striding on. You got this. I'm entering high school this year. I'm low-key so nervous. That's also exciting. That's a good, like, be excited for the future. What's ahead? So much potential for what can come in good ways. Best of luck, both of you. Everyone who's starting school, finishing school, applying for jobs, leaving jobs. We've all got this. My void cat is here. She says hello. Hello, void cat. That's always fun too, when people show streams to their cats or pets or keeping company. Dropped out of school and get a job. Cool. Best of luck with that too. To trusting in yourself is awesome. To take that leap. I have a question about Crowsong lore. Does Weeping Wind die before Shadowfern, Smoke Whale, 𝐒𝐿𝐴, and 𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐲? Or after? She dies before, so she doesn't see what happens. Both thankfully and unfortunately, because, you know, things keep getting worse for Crowsong. Yeah. Oh, good luck with exams too. So glad to never have to do an exam again. It's always so stressful. So good. Props to you. I remember one of the last exams I had to do, I had not bothered to study enough at all. And before school, I filled an entire, what do you call it, thermos? With like 7 cups of coffee. And then I chugged it. I had to chug it before it started. And I passed. That was my power finale of that. But I went to a pretty old school, like old, established long ago, and they had, you could get financial, what do you say, like, stipendium, we call it. If you do well, you do well in grades, and that was a big motivator for me. So I tried to get good grades, and I got some money. That's the best reason to study. I almost failed last year due to mental health, but glad I'm better now. That's awesome to hear that you're doing better. Just keep striding on. It happens, and I'm sorry about the struggle, of course, but amazing that you're doing better. You got this. What is your favorite Ghibli movie? Yay, Ghibli talk. I finally settled on Howl's Moving Castle being my favorite. I tend to never really been able to make up my mind, but that's the one I can watch endlessly. I love it so much. And then Kiki's Delivery Service is the second up, because that's the first one I watched. It's based off Sweden. It's so personal, like artists, being an artist, dealing with burnout, doing what you love as a job. Just the aesthetic, it's so nostalgic for me. Special place in my heart. I honestly never fully understood the hype of Howl's Moving Castle. I was just never interested in finishing it. That's super fair. Like it's all up to how you, like how personal something hits, I think, because Ghibli movies are so emotionally focused and so human in that way. So it tends to, if you don't really connect to the story or characters, I can understand that it's not as interesting, it doesn't hit as hard. But to me, Howl's Moving Castle is has a very special place in my heart. Ghibli movies scare me. How come? In what way? They hit so hard to me personally. I love them. Oh, and Marnie was there, but Miyazaki doesn't? That I didn't know. But I love it too. Also one of my favorites. That has my crying record. Like I was watching it while I was in a specific headspace, and I cried before even the title started, and it just kept going from there. It's so... I love how human the storytelling feels. I really loved The Boy and the Heron, but the first time I saw it I had no idea what's going on. That's also a very cool one. Incredible craftsmanship, if anything. And definitely felt more cohesive watching it a second time. And reading up on the context behind it, like how it's such a personal reflection of Miyazaki and his like the figures in his life in that way. Which is a beautifully animated movie. But definitely a bit more abstract. Like I didn't feel as strong of a personal connection to it. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Same with the soundtrack too. A bit less memorable than a lot of the older ones. But still beautiful. Truly marvelous, all of his movies. And if the news are correct, he's working on another one, and I'm so excited. The Boy and the Heron was the first movie I was able to watch in cinema where I knew of him. Like I watched Ariete when it released in cinema, but then I really didn't know yet about Miyazaki, or Ghibli wasn't the same big interest of mine. So I'm definitely excited to get to see another, or possibly get to see another movie made by him in cinema when it releases. And then of course we've been lucky enough in Sweden that they did reruns of movies, so I caught House Moving Castle, Mononoke, I think. Like being able to watch them in cinema has been incredible as well. Hi, I've never texted on a stream before. Welcome. Wish I lived in the woods. Welcome to the stream. Very excited for what he might have in store. Are you currently doing in-between frames? Yes, I am. Only got two more to go, and then this kitty is ready for color too. Definitely it takes longer to do chatting more with the stream. Like I've barely done, what is it, 1.5 frames in over an hour. It's not a great time rate, but we're as long as we get it done. By the way, random question, but is it hard to animate characters with so many details like you have? How do you make it look consistent? I honestly admire it. Thank you. It is a pain. It very much is a pain, and I wish I could simplify. I just don't know how to control myself not to animate it as detailed as I do when I do illustration. Hard to explain how as well. Just being very intentional when doing the keyframes. As long as you have solid keyframes, helps a lot. I constantly look when I'm out and about, even when I'm not animating. I look around, I see how things rotate. Like sometimes when people are talking, I'll just be sat looking at their face turning and try and understand volumes and shapes. Sometimes animating accessories and such, or fur, is easier to do after you've done the solid face shapes or such. At times I've even used like shaped things with clay, or I don't do it often because it takes even more time, but that I've done. If I have a very specific shape I find difficult, you can always use some clay, try and shape it, look at it. I remember doing an animation of Yami, the bird, little magpie bird, and I did a full body rotation gif or loop, and I used My Little Pony toy wing to help rotate the wings for it, just looking at how it works in perspective. But I also have always had an easy time rotating things in my head, 3D wise. And that of course varies too between people, the ability to visualize things in your head, and of course that's a hard thing to control or improve. It is what it is in a lot of cases for that, unfortunately. So always extremely blown away by people who have, is it called aphantasia or something? The one where you don't visualize things in your head. People who still are able to draw such skillful stuff. I don't know how I'd manage. It's super cool. actually wanted to ask someone who's been questioning for a while from the US, but what's living in Sweden like? Is it queer friendly / safe? I think Sweden is very forward in that sense. Of course, you'll always have the risk of crossing paths with someone who opposes it. It might be dangerous, hostile, especially out and about in social or public, because there's always going to be people like that. But I would say from experience, it's good. I see a lot of people walking about with pride stuff, especially during Pride Month. We have so many flags up, there's celebration for it, there's ads with queer couples, there's I have yet to meet, as I've come out to like family and such, haven't had much issues with that, which is great. So compared to certain countries, it's definitely better. But of course, there's always gonna be the exceptions. Hi, hope you're doing well. Sorry if you get asked this a lot, but have you ever thought about making an original animated series with your own characters? I wish I could. That would be so freaking cool, but I can't ever see that happening due to the IP issues, due to time. I can't pay other people to work for me. And I don't like the pressure of it becoming something big and official in that way either. I like having my creative control. This is for fun for me, even though I'm so lucky to be able to do it for a living as well. But I would definitely like to do at least maybe a short in the future. Would be awesome. I like the freedom of working with music like this and not have too big of a scope when it comes to story sections in a way. And they're so personal to me in a way too. I like my little kitties, and I'm happy people like them too. Thank you so much for answering. I'm a queer POC with 2 trans partners, and I've been thinking of moving to Sweden for a while. Maybe even to pursue my master's. That's so cool! Best of luck. That, like, just considering Scandinavia in general, I think is a good potential. You can definitely look into which countries are more queer friendly than others. I of course don't really have experience being like a person of color, and in any way that too I can imagine varies a lot in different areas of Sweden. But of course some cities will have far more mixed and open and supportive spaces, just like for example the countryside in some places are far more Christian, less open-minded. It's all about, like, every country will have their less accepting places, but I'm sure it will at least be better than the US at this moment in time, for sure. Random question, but is Sweden generally cold? Yes. We've been lucky with some nice summers here and there. Maybe it reaches 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. But other than summer, it can be cold. It can be very cold and boring and very bleak weather a lot of the time, unfortunately. Gray, like the autumn when the leaves are gone, is the worst. It's just gray and rainy and cold and windy. But the summer can be very nice. Sweden in winter can be pretty nice. We haven't had much snow this year either, but I know a lot of people tend to complain about the weather. I'm generally someone who loves the colder weather. I was out walking with my bare arms out, just a sweater, in -1, I think it was yesterday. I get warm very easily, and I can never wear my nice warm clothes in the winter because I still get too warm. So to me it's perfect. I get heat strokes so easily, so I do not favor too warm weather, even if it's nice to have sun, of course. But Sweden to me is very nice, at least. Hi louixie, I never catch your streams. Currently 7 AM and winter break is over, so I have lecture today. And after a nice month of nothing, just a random question, but how many hours do you draw in one day? Hi 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲, and thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the question. I tend to draw as many, like I work morning to night, all days, every day of the week, as much as I can, because I love it too much, and it's not the best maybe, but I seldom take time to do anything else but draw and create. So I wake up at like 9-ish. I go to bed at like 12-ish, and then I work as much as I can in between that. Breaks here and there. Go on walks maybe. If I have activities with like friends, that's of course takes away our time, but on general, full days all the time. I remember it getting dark at 3 or 4 PM during the winter when I was visiting family there. Yeah, that's another less fun part, is that it gets dark in winter so fast. Very depressing. Like, you can start to feel like the sun is setting at 2 PM, 3 PM at the worst times. And then especially if it's like cloudy, a cloudy day. Not fun. Having to go home from school, and it's dark when you go, and it's dark when you come home. Hard to get your sun that you need. Do you own any pets? I don't. We used to have fish because I was begging for animals my whole life, and my parents did not wanna have pets. I helped take care of a Chihuahua Papillon mix for several years with a neighbor who had one, and that definitely helped the craving. Thankfully, I do want to get a dog in the future, though. Would be very nice. Then, hello, Judy. Welcome to the stream. That's wild. Do you ever get back or wrist pain from it? I've never had issues with wrist pain because I have a big tablet and it's very optimized for my arm. We work more with my arm. But I have had issues with my back to the point where I think it got inflamed. Is that the word? My tailbone hurt really bad, but I got a pillow for it. So now I just kept the pillow, and that helps a lot to take weight off my spine. So I sit on my legs more. Still get tired in my back, but I don't really have any pains. I think that's mainly because I have been sitting so much my whole life that it's more used to it than the average person. Just like how an active person wouldn't be able to sit for long, I wouldn't be able to stand for too long. But I do have a adjustable desk too, so I can technically stand up as well, but I'm very bad at using that. What breed of dog would you like, or rather a mutt from a shelter? My partner really wants a 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐲, and I think that's a perfect pick, a black medium-sized dog. And then I would really like a 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐚𝐲, which is basically like a small husky, because I wouldn't want a big dog. And I've heard 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐞𝐽s are aren't as loud, aren't as husky. They aren't as husky, iconic husky are in behavior. And they are so beautiful. I love huskies so much, but they look like huskies. They're smaller, so that would be a cute one. Haven't thought too much about it though, but my partner knows what they want, and I'm happy with the pick. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say goodbye, even though exam starts in a little bit, and I need to get there on time. This was fun to catch in the morning, and it was nice interacting with everyone. Goodbye, 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a good day, and good luck with studies. Everyone is so nice in chat as well. It makes me so happy when people are chatting and welcoming and engaging with each other, and I'm so grateful, and I hope people keep it up. Just we need more welcoming energies, I think. Do you think you'll stay in Sweden, or would you move to another country in the future? I'm gonna move to Norway with the love of my life this year, hopefully, if everything goes right. I do love Sweden. I would love to travel. Just be able to travel more would be a bonus, but I really enjoy the Scandinavia as a like living place. But that's exciting. Maybe we'll go back to Sweden after like some years after that, who knows. But if like a big reason going to Norway, like we've been talking about Norway versus Sweden, is the taxes. The goddamn taxes in Sweden are brutal, and they're less in Norway, so for me that would be awesome. Even if it's costlier to live in Norway, higher prices, the taxes far outweigh the prices on everything else. Good luck with the moving. Thank you, 394. I don't know if you have a nickname you prefer besides that. I'm not good with names, but if you got a nickname or something, let me know. But thank you. Very cool. I hope it goes well and you're able to move. Thank you, 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲. So sweet. Ava Mavis goes, wow, I've always wanted to go hiking in the Norwegian mountains. They're so beautiful. Same. Very excited to possibly get to do that more. Explore the nature around there would be super neat. They've got beautiful nature already, just traveling there, taking the train or such. Gorgeous environments and mountains and water. The views is great. Scott, right? I know that. That should be a rememberable that I've heard. Are you working on any animations, by the way? Always love seeing your work. And hi, good morning, Derpy Pigeon. Welcome. Cool. Huskies, yeah, huskies needing cold is a big factor, which is great to live in Norway in that way too. I don't know how 𝐒𝐿𝐽𝐻 are in terms of heat resistance or like, cold enjoyers, but I've heard they're calmer than huskies at least, which is a big bonus. Yeah, you Scott, are you working on anything? Dude, I love your work so much. I'm honored to have you here. I always, anytime you post a map part, I'm like studying it for minutes on end, because the way you do timing and work with the shapes, like how you can see the little remnants of the sketch, like the structure lines, so good, so damn good. And I've had times where I just go to your channel. I'm not gonna lie, I just go to your channel and I look at all the stuff you've done, like Instagram or YouTube. Very cool stuff. Very inspiring. Have you ever had any pets? We used to have fish. That was it. But I was obsessed with animals. I wanted animals so bad, so I would offer to at least help take care of pets from friends. I babysat cats, I babysat guinea pigs, bunnies. That helped a bit in terms of the craving to have pets. I had friends who had gerbils. We would hang out with those. And again, the neighbor who had a dog, I would go out and take them on walks. I would come by several times per week and just play with them, which was lovely. Helped my parents not have to deal with animal handling because they didn't want to have pets at home. But I still got like that craving of having pets fixed. And in one way that was great for me too, because I didn't have to do the boring stuff when it comes to pets, or like laborious parts, or any costs. I could just take care of them. Do you travel by plane when visiting other countries? I'd love to travel, but I have the biggest ever fear of planes / flying. Sometimes we fly. We try to avoid it. If I travel with friends or partner or anything, we tend to take the train, but the bus, no, like if we, bus is cheaper and doesn't tend to take that much longer. It depends on where you're going, how far you're going, but Europe in particular has really good, or tends to have pretty decent railways and bus routes, so you can go that way. But flying definitely is the biggest time saver. I love flying. I love flying so much. I want to be able to fly. But especially again in Europe, it's pretty decent. You have quite a few options at least. Does any of your culture's folklore inspire you when it comes to your OCs? I'm Puerto Rican / Irish, and I love to incorporate things like that into my stories. Helps me feel more connected, at least. Yes, like a big part of the entire lore, world building, the visuals are all majorly based on Norse mythology, and then I have a few aspects I haven't gotten to yet are also based on like folklore from Sweden. Just super fun to learn about as like you make research about it to write stuff. Those who have read my Dark Forest page may notice how much of it is taken from Norse mythology. Even the names are like spins on or based on Norse mythology. I have so many runic visuals incorporated too. Love it, and it's fun to get to learn about as you go along. One more frame to go. We're getting there. Just checking if I wanna adjust anything. I think I can fix the plan a bit. Starting to get hungry too, so once this is done I can eat some good food. Thank you so much for the compliments. Getting there. So I saw someone ask about like shapes, keeping shapes consistent and such. A good way to keep track at least is when you say I want to animate this fur shape. If you understand where it's the widest or longest, you keep in mind where it's gonna be pointing outwards the most. Same with like the face. The side is gonna be long, like a long snout, and then as it rotates in perspective it's gonna get shorter. So when you're rotating something around, it goes around, you're gonna wanna keep track of where it's gonna be the furthest out. Like this one, for example. This. Like it starts to rotate, it gets closer to the middle after. But if I were to keep rotating it away from the screen, it's eventually also gonna get to start to get shorter here, because you have the point where it goes the most out. You know, it makes any sense. I'm trying to keep that in mind when rotating things. Studying volumes, again, just I always look at how things turn, breaking them down into shapes. And thank you for the kind words, Term and Scott and everyone, so sweet. Someone asks, Ava Mavis went, will the crows move as well or stay still? They will be still, at least these ones for the head turns. There's gonna be a bit of animation on some birds. But these are fully, they're gonna be, or they are, most of them are done, and they're gonna be fully, they're fully digitally painted. And I doubt I will tween them or edit them in After Effects or anything, beyond just parallaxing them a bit. But I'm very excited for that. I've been working, I've hit the 50-hour mark on just painting birds for this project. But we're getting there. Only got like 10 birds left to go, so it's gonna be a lot. Thank you, Astro Griffin. Hi, Louixie, fellow sweet here. Your art inspires me so much. Thank you. And Chronicle, that animation is fantastic. I'd love to watch more, but sadly I got to go. I have school tomorrow and I can't stay up late. Good night, and thank you for dropping by. I hope you got a good school day tomorrow and rest well. The Universe book going hello, sending love from Ireland. Your art's looking awesome as always. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So cool again that everyone's from all around the world. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Well, the hours of work were worth it. They look fabulous. Thank you. I'm positively gay. Amazing username. Very excited for the final project. It's been so much work and effort poured into it for such short animations, like spending 10 hours plus per head turn, spending 4 to 7 hours on birds, and then the animated outro part 2 is gonna take a good while, but I'm excited. A very high effort one. Munchin goes, hello Lou, how are you today? I'm good, thank you so much. I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm excited to finish this up so I can get some food. Feeling good. Streaming is fun. How are you? And Maple Ferns goes, do you have any plans for 200,000k? No, 200k. 200,000 subscribers. I thought about it yesterday because I was meaning to make like some sort of fun thing when I hit 100k, because I wanted to do it when I hit it both on YouTube and Instagram. And then it took like 2 years or 3 years for my Instagram to catch up. But I hit 100k on Instagram not too long ago, and then now we're nearing 200,000 on YouTube. So I'm like, maybe it's finally time. What I would like to do if I got to choose was, it would be fun to do a like speed paint video drawing other people's OCs, because of how the interest in my characters have been the reason why I can do what I do. And I think it's so cool to just see other people's original characters and maybe draw them, talk about the ones I enjoy following the stories of. I think would be pretty cool. But no, it's gonna take so long to make any recorded videos. That stresses me out. I know making the Clip Studio Paint tutorial was scary. I don't like, again, to having time to make like a celebratory video. If I can manage, I do have the 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲𝐚 for Yami, like the last in the prom dress series, because that was gonna be the video for 100k initially. So I've had it storyboarded for years at this point. That would be pretty cute, maybe. Or just time to make everything. We'll figure it out. I like Creatures of Sonaria goes, I can only be here for a few minutes, but hi louixie. Hello and welcome. Thank you for dropping by. Consistency in shapes. Again, I think I talked about it a bit before, but having solid keyframes is gonna do wonders. You can see how slow and tedious I am with the line work to get it smooth. It takes forever, but that really helps make it feel 3D and smooth. I spend the most time making sure the keyframes are consistent and that the shapes look the way I want, because if you're gonna rotate something, you want to make sure everything is consistent before you start in between, or else it's just gonna flop around. Do you ever still want to finish the Crowsong anime intro, or have you given up on that / don't want to finish it anymore? I would love to. I would love to finish the intro and keep it like in a cool anime style and everything, but I can't prioritize something that's more it isn't story driven at all, and I truly just want to get going on the story lore videos first of all. But it would be so awesome. It would be super cool, and it's still one of my favorite intro songs ever, and I know so many have mentioned it, wanting to see it done, but it's as far as we are now, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, unfortunately. What would be cool is to have, like, maybe that would be sort of a multi-animator project, but instead of, it would be more treated like a short film, having in between people, having like, say I do the rough animation and we have guides, like design guides for it, and then getting help, having people color it, having someone compose it. I've always wanted to try that at some point, at least, having more of a, rather than a multi-animator project where it's divided into parts. It would be really cool to have something more like a short film and have tasks for people. Someday. So many ideas, so much I want to do. And hello, Edux. Hello, louixie, you're my favorite artist and animator. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Fun to see people still dropping in. I want to finish this soon. I want food. I'm across the 2-hour mark as well. It's good progress. Good progress. And I'm so excited. I can't start coloring these yet because I am so determined to not have to split it up into more files. I've already got this project put into 3 different files. And because I don't want to make this heavier, because it takes longer to save and longer to open, I'm so determined to do the line art first. But then I'm so excited to start on the coloring on all of these, and that should hopefully not take more than a day. So I'm just doing like the final stretch on this section of the project, because this is the big chunk of animation. And then it's gonna, having this done, it's gonna feel so good. So ready to be done with this. It's been so long. and taking so much longer than I wanted it to take. But the effort, it's a high effort animation. It's gonna be worth it. I tell myself it's gonna be worth it. And the intro is nearly done, besides missing some animation and the compositing. Or not animation, I'm missing backgrounds. Can't wait to be paid and go up a tier at the end of the month so I can see the line art video done. Thank you, Tur. So excited. I'm hoping I can work on the backgrounds while I'm traveling too and get this last birds rendered, because I just use Procreate when I'm traveling, and I've done all the birds on Procreate and done some backgrounds on Procreate. It's pretty decent timing to be traveling since it's still got a bit left to do. Any more head turns after this slow? I got 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲𝐿, grandma done or ready, sketched out, ready to be lined, and then Storm Whisper / Nettle. So 2 left to go. And hello, Gira. If I say that right, welcome. And I'm dreading to animate 𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐲𝐿 a bit because she's so fluffy. Got small little fur fluffs, and they're difficult to turn. But at least her design is easy enough, so that's nice. So tedious, so picky with the little close line art like this is such a pain. You can barely see here. It's like no in-betweening at all. It's just meticulous line art. Hello. Thank you so much. Hello, Shadowfern looks amazing. Thank you. Almost done. Can't wait for coffee and food and to crack my poor back because it's so stiff right now. Right. Did you know what I saw yesterday? I finally caught the Northern Lights. Finally, for the first time in my life, and we've had so many sightings of it in Sweden this past, like in 2025, and I missed it every single time. But yesterday I went out in socks on the frosty floor and I got some pretty pictures. Like, I couldn't see it super clearly with my eyes, but on the photos they have pink and green. Very beautiful. So happy. OMG, you can see the Northern Lights from Sweden. That's so cool. Yes, sometimes. It's not as common as like Norway or if you're of course further up north in Sweden, it's more common. But we have had quite a few sightings late 2025. Even further down in Sweden, not just the northern parts. It's great. And again, like you can barely pick it up with your eyes sometimes. But the photos looked really nice. Wait, I could probably show, maybe even, possibly. See if I drop them somewhere. Where did I? There they are. Let me see if I can. That might not copy because it's a hike file. Oh, it worked. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, very lovely colors, and this so pretty. I was not expecting the pink at all. Very, very lovely. Very beautiful. And my feet were freezing. Yes, watermelon flavored sky. My back. Almost. Hello, Rai-folk, welcome. I also struggle with backgrounds. I wish I could give tips, but I feel so inexperienced with them, to be honest. a lot of references, sketching the layout, hope for the best. Maybe brushes tend to help, but I so want to get better at backgrounds. They are my biggest struggle, if anything. So if the fact that you like them means a lot, I do not. I don't like making them, and I don't like how they turn out. But they're needed, and I need to practice. Gonna dredge. The backgrounds for these is pretty much just blurred, which I am happy about. Monamoth asks, how often does Lou stream? I'd love to come back and chat again. It's so nice. I do not know. Again, this was my first mic'd stream in almost 2 years. 9 months. 1 year and 9 months or something. But I want to get better at it. I've streamed like two times in less than a week, which is rare. I want to get better at it. But I stream several times a week, most often on Discord, the Patreon Discord server, but that's not with mic ever. That's a way to see more progress, because that's far less of a pressure for me to sit and do. I get so anxious streaming on YouTube. And it's easier to just hop in and out and leave it if I have to go eat or something. It's less pressure of me to work on. And yeah, easier to do. How long have you been doing art as a hobby for? I've been drawing my whole life, every day, all the time, but I knew I wanted to work with it since my entire life, pretty much. I've been doing it as my full-time job since 2022, because before then I still did study, like I did art and animation study-wise. So fortunate to just be freelancing and do art OCs, commissions, Patreon. Thank you. That's so cool. The dedication is so admirable. Thank you. I pour my heart and soul and physical strain into drawing and working and animating every single day to post content for people and everything. It's the best. I think I've been following you since like 2020. I don't know if I don't know, I knew you from your Warriors content and I got into that like 2019. Thank you. It's very cool how long. I remember like I started doing Warriors content in 2020. So having stayed the entire time, it's awesome. Thank you. It's thanks to the reception Crowsong has gotten that I can do this full time. It's great. Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? Yes, I have. Twice. Like, I would pick up on episodes here and there growing up, and then I binged the entire thing years ago, and then I watched it, the full thing. Was it last year or 2 years ago? No. Very good show. I have yet to watch Korra though. Yes, good motivation to watch with Lewin. I have not seen the live action though, and I'm not gonna. I have a feeling I will like Korra a lot. I just need to get into it, yes. And was it a movie or a series following them as adults that's coming out too? It's pretty exciting. Hi, Rowdy. Hello, my love. We've been talking so much about you because people keep asking about Norway and movie. Yeah, it's very fun. Very exciting. People are so sweet. It's fun, exciting. Are you working on rewards still? Or something else? Only got one more frame to line, and then I can work on a gift and get lunch. And goodbye, like creatures of Sonaria. Thank you for dropping by. Have a good day. Oh yes. 2-character mini scene. Can't wait to see. Awesome. So talented. All my friends are so talented. It's so cool. Never ruin a reverse card. Thank you. Back with the universe. Hello, Paul. Paulido? I don't know how to pronounce it, but welcome. The movie was going to theaters, but Paramount changed their minds and now it's only going to be on their streaming service whenever it's released, so that sucks. Ugh. Why are all the movies and such going to just streaming and killing off the cinema experience? Sucks. Everyone is welcomed. I just can't always respond, or I will chat more with my friends because they're the people I know and trust, so but I try. I want people to feel welcomed. And good night, Monomoth. Thank you for joining. And rest well. almost getting there. As you can see, I keep skipping all the details to last. I think Stream does a good job welcoming people. I can't always like read every message, but I try. And just if you have questions and such, it's easiest to just drop them in there. And if I miss them, then I try. Any updates on Iggy the Eagle? Yes, they dropped a trailer, another Polish, like it's a Polish studio who did it. They posted a Polish trailer some month ago, I think, and it's gonna drop in Polish theaters at around in March, I think. So it's getting there. I still don't know if it's gonna be in other theaters, but considering it's a like full feature film, I hope. So I wanna watch it. It's very exciting. Do you have any tips for staying motivated to keep consistent Patreon? I want to open one, but I'm worried I'd get burnt out. It's definitely a big time consumer, and it dedicates my workflow a lot because it's my main income. I have to make sure I have the content I need for it and the rewards I owe people. But I think the best part is to not feel too overwhelmed. Like, don't put on more work than you can manage. I have changed my structure over time. I've changed what kind of art rewards I do if it gets too much or too little. I used to do full bodies for the highest tier. That did not work. I used to do symmetrical icons. That was also too much work. So now I just do the sketches, but I do more slots for it, and then I adjust as I go. I'm also backlogged, like I try to have content ready, but I also have to keep working for stuff all the time. Like, it's a non-stop thing, and having to, like, if I need a break, having to pause it for a whole month is a big revenue loss. So you have to really commit to content making, but at the same time, if it's just a bonus income in a way, then I would suggest just not putting too big of a workload. Be smart with your distribution of the content, like save sketches even if you have the finished art piece. Show the sketches regardless, because people might still want to see that. I try to get into the habit of structuring when I do specific rewards to make sure I have the time for it. I try anything I make, even if it's not for Patreon specifically, like crafts and such. I try to incorporate that into posts too, and if I'm able to, I make tutorials based on art I make, and like really utilize your content as much as you can, I'd say. I wouldn't want to disclose how much I make, because I make a good income, but I also pay half of it goes to taxes, and then Patreon takes several $100s per month from me in fees. So even if it sounds like a big number, it's not the best. That's why I hope Norway is gonna help a bit with taxes. Taxes is brutal. I pay 52% taxes at the moment, and then Patreon takes so much as well. YouTube takes 30% on everything too. PayPal takes %. And then on top of that, it's the insane taxes. So it's a big commitment. That's why my commission prices have to be so high too. And I'm so grateful that people are willing to pay for it, because it helps so much. And adopts help the most, if anything, to just boost it a bit. And a lot of my content, because I post almost everything I do on social media still, like all the finished stuff at least. That's a lot of free content everyone gets to enjoy. So like a big thank you to people who commission, who pledge to Patreon. Because you essentially help everyone else get access to the finished art. You help me be able to keep making art to post online. It's truly amazing. I don't have, or I think I made a boosty for to avoid impersonators, but I don't really use it. I do have Ko-Fi, and I have PayPal, and I have Patreon. That's it, but it's very sweet, super considerate. Oh, and that reminds me, I was gonna put ad income on this stream, but I forgot. Oof. Because that helps too. Just watching streams help, because I can put ads on those most of the time. But I forgot. Shoot. Ko-Fi works, but I don't think it's a huge difference, because my Ko-Fi is connected to PayPal, so they still want like conversion fees or such, unfortunately. And I tried Stripe. I've tried setting up Stripe, but that takes more than PayPal for me at the moment, so I do not want to use that either, because I know you can connect Stripe to PayPal too, or Ko-Fi, I mean. All of these greedy corporates wanting the money. But yeah, I get a little boost from YouTube. Like I think it lays on about $100 per month, because people watch my content and watch streams and donates on stream, but at the same time YouTube also takes 30% even on donations, and that sucks too. So it's hard to have one specific, the best solution. I just work and try to make it work on multiple platforms. Yeah, donations, 30% on donations is bananas. That is very greedy of them. Yeah, it's hard because so many people rely on PayPal. They are such a big powerhouse in that way. Little competition, even if there's other options. PayPal really is the big main platform people use, and it's such a hassle to try and swap payment methods and everything. Your voice is so pretty, thank you, Silver Star Bee. That's so sweet. And Girl Kisser goes, hi, you've been my favorite artist since 2022. Keep doing the awesome 𝐒𝐿 art. You inspired me to start drawing warrior cats and start animating. That's super cool. Thank you so much. It means a lot to hear. We are 138 people. That's so cool. For a Tuesday. Very neat. And on top of having such high taxes, it's also pretty costly to live in like Sweden, and we have housing problems. And like I live with my parents, of course. It's It's costly still, unfortunately. Hi, nice to meet you. I like your style. Thank you, Anhoven, and welcome to the stream. My toy house feed is entirely your characters right now, lol. Hehe, I love to see it. Thank you. That's fun. Toxicities goes toxicities goes, hey, I was wondering if you were using vector layers for this. If so, when do you utilize them? I don't use vector layers because I don't like the lack of control when you use the pen. Like, it tends to auto shape the line art, and then you have to rasterize everything if you want to use it as a reference layer when you color. So I just use raster layers every time. Yeah, it works for me, even if raster or like vector has some really cool features. It's not worth it for me in comparison. Oh, I remember watching your old video on how you used vector layers. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mostly just showcased it because it's an option you can use, especially if you like the option. I liked how you can change the brush basically, or like change the line art width and all of that, but I don't tend to need that. I don't use a lot of brushes, I don't play around a lot with the line art, but it's certainly a cool option to utilize. Probably used a lot more in professional animation and studios and such when working with it, but I like I'm basically an illustrator who animates rather than an animator who animates. I treat my animations as if they're illustrations almost, which is why it takes so long. Because I do tedious line art, line weight, I shade, yeah, it takes a lot of time. Alternative Small Holding says, hi louixie, a question I have is how do you keep your designs interesting and unique whilst also being somewhat similar? I personally struggle with designs. I tend to sketch first and really focus on the shape language to try and capture their personality, what they're all about. It's hard to explain the process, but I have a bit of a, at least when it comes to colors and designs, I have a bit of a rule to have the majority be one color, like a specific hue range, and then I have the accent colors make up for a small portion, and I don't try to stray away from too many color variations. I really like that aesthetic. Like, personally, that's the kind of designs I like. So if you have Crowsong, for example, mainly pale with some small alterations in the darker patterns and ear fur, but then she has those strong pink accents in a very not over generously used in the design. I have my Lynx character mainly beige, dark grayish tones for the absolute majority, like 80% of the design, but then I put the blues in the eyes, ears, accents, and I follow that recipe for all of them, basically. I think it looks pretty neat. But I tend to look at how other animated content showcases characters, what makes them, like, how can you tell what they're all about in terms of shapes, eye shape, posture, body shape, how do you capture. It's hard to give like a that's how you do it, but a lot of studying existing characters, I would say. And I use a lot of references. Like when I draw cats, I started out mostly drawing wolves, canines and ponies when I did digital art. So I've had to really practice cats and I use references. I still do. I use a lot of photo references for my anatomy, because in particular because cats are so shape, like they are a bit more, they aren't as angular as canines, so I tend to need references to just get the proportions right, to get the anatomy the way I want. But of course they're also more stylized, so pushing the shapes as well. Practice and references is great. Your brain needs to comprehend how shapes work, and that comes from mainly just doing it over and over. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, your brain needs that sort of clicking in your head how it works. You can look at art and look at tutorials all you possibly can, but it can be hard to understand until you do it yourself and really draw over and over until it's sort of, your brain can wrap itself around how things are structured and works in that way. The same way you would maybe work with clay and hold it in your hands to understand shapes when you need to form something. But doing that, but kind of mentally in a way, then, I would say, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know how to explain how to keep my animation smooth either. I talked about it a bit earlier, but I focus heavily on getting the keyframes the way I want, making sure they're clean and consistent between each other. And then you can see how slow I am with my line art, doing in-betweens, because I want it exactly in between. As soon as it goes outside of the onion skin, it's gonna jitter. It's very tedious and slow and meticulous, but that makes it smooth. Yeah, like Lunarstorm says too, to chip in on character designs, don't keep them too necessarily realistic unless that's the whole point. Does a cat know how to braid fur? No, but they're not just cats, they're more personified. That I agree with too. I love the funky shaped cats. It's cartoonish. I don't have any genetics that makes a lot of sense. I just think it's cool. They're fun. They're fun to draw. They're distinct. That's fun too. Experimenting with shapes helps them stay distinct from each other, especially all these dark fur cats. And like most of them aren't black. Like they're purplish. Talontail is purplish. We have brownish, and that's majorly to make them visible when I animate, because it's black line art. So that's an issue I have a bit with Omen Sky. She's hard to render. I would have to make gray line art on her, but also to keep them distinct from each other. I have varied palettes, and it's a bit fun because there are like brownish corvids and such too, so that's been playing into it a bit. Almost done. Almost there. Yeah, warrior cats have religion and medicine to some extent, so just going a bit wild with design is super fun and not too far out there. Definitely focus on having fun with it. Exactly. Like, these are cats with human morals and societies and religion and medicine and full-on language. It's silly kitties, it's fictional battle kitties. Make them how you want them. And we are up for artistic interpretation in any way we want. It's just fun. Are we gonna see Lily of the Valley more often? I so want to. I want to focus on her and Magpie, especially because she ties into her story quite a bit. Just time. I'm focusing on Crowsong so much at the moment, but again, Magpie is a very integral part of that, and I want to explore that more too, so definitely in the future. It's gonna be a while though. I have a whole song about them ready, and I'm so excited that I have so many ideas, but it's time. Always time. Could spend my lifetime working on one character each, but I have to prioritize. But I'm very excited. Very motivated. I just lack the time. Physical time to sit and draw and animate all this stuff. And it's so frustrating. Like, it's not even about motivation. It's not even about art block or anything. I just don't have the time, even if I sit all day every week from morning to night. I just don't have the time to draw all that I want. It drives me insane. Such a mood, yes. Too many ideas, too little time. And that's not even like, that's just the Warrior Cats characters. Then I have all my Sonas and side characters and extra characters I wanna do animations for, I wanna do content for, I wanna work on. Like having 80 plus characters, and I barely made a dent in Crowsong story, so it's going crazy. How many frames are these head turns? It's so smooth, thank you. We have 8 frames, and they're animated on 3 Cintiq 2s. So even if they're not on 24 FPS, they can still end up smooth because I focus so much on the shapes first. I spend hours just sketching it first. Focus on the shapes. And this is a second iteration of this character too. Like, I sketched them out when I first made the storyboard back in like 2022. And now that I've improved, I could see so many inconsistencies and issues with the keyframe sketches. Then I had to sit and sketch for hours again. But we're getting there. Scrapgoat asks, Louis, is it okay if I make Crowsong animatic that alludes to the clan massacre? It's totally fine. If not, I won't make it if you don't want me to. I don't mind making any, like, it's super cool to see people's takes on the story and story elements and animating or making art of it. I just don't want AUs basically. And of course people, there's still so limited info on how it goes because I'm, you know, building up to it. So I of course understand artistic interpretation and everything. It's super cool to see, and I've seen multiple people do it before too. So thank you for asking, and thank you for wanting to. Also, this is done. Finally, I've been dreading this character a lot, but I'm glad I moved the plants. Jesus, that would have been a nightmare to work on. I do feel like the eye, I struggled a lot getting the eye where I want it to be, so we'll see, but I'm very happy with the fur ish here and there. The plant work too. So I can finally go and eat my food. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's allowed. Thank you. Sorry, I just ramble and stuff, but yes. So this was fun. I miss doing mic'd streams. I hope I can do it again soon, but yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, get some food, then work on some secret stuff, and then I hope I can animate maybe Omen Sky or Storm Whisper tomorrow. Starting that, we'll see. I don't know if I'll stream then. Might be on Discord. I like to stream when I'm home alone, for example. But yes, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and being so sweet and welcoming and kind to each other. That's the best. I've missed this a lot. Love the company, love the motivation, love all the fun questions and discussions too. Take care and stay safe and keep being kind to each other, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next stream.